morning. Good morning and welcome to the 2016 reorganization of the Mayor and Council. Good morning. Welcome to the 2016 Mayor and Council reorganization meeting. I hereby announce and request that such be included in the minutes of this meeting, that notice of the time, place, and date of the meeting has been prominently posted on the bulletin board of Borough Hall, mailed to the Times, the Star Ledger, Courier News, Patch, and the alternate press, filed with the Borough Clerk, and mailed to any person requesting the same in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Administered by former police chief, former councilman, Anthony Parenti.
Tony, come on up.
Thank you very much. It's a long walk from back there to here. Okay, I'm here to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I just want to congratulate the people that won the last election. Mayor, Aaron, my good friend, Mac Baldwin. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep standing.
Please remain standing for the invocation of John Pellegrino from St. Claude's Church in Scotch Plains.
Please join me as we pray. Almighty and eternal God, you have revealed your glory to all nations. God of power and might, wisdom and justice, through you authority is rightly administered, laws are enacted, and judgment is decreed. Assist with your spirit of counsel and fortitude the President of these United States, that his administration may be conducted in righteousness and be eminently useful to your people over whom he presides. May he encourage due respect for virtue and religion. May he execute the laws with justice and mercy. May he seek to restrain crime, vice, and immorality. Let the light of your divine wisdom direct the deliberations of Congress and shine forth in all the proceedings and laws framed for our rule and government. May they seek to preserve peace, promote national happiness, and continue to bring us the blessings of liberty and equality. We pray for the governor of this state, for the members of the legislature, for judges, the mayor and the council of Fanwood, elected civil officials, and all others who are entrusted to guard our political welfare. May they be enabled by your powerful protection to discharge their duties with honesty and ability. We remember those men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice. They have given their lives to protect the freedom and liberty that we enjoy. We pray that you strengthen the hands of those who defend our country at this time, our soldiers and citizens who are faithfully serving our nation. We likewise commend to your unbounded mercy all the citizens of the United States, that we may be blessed in the knowledge and sanctified in the observance of your holy law. Grant us a heart of wisdom that we may recognize the divine image in every human being. May that wisdom lead us to act toward one another, not with anger or prejudice, but with compassion and care. We pray to you, who are our Lord and God, forever and ever. Amen.
We will now have the administrative the oath of office administered by Congressman Bonnie Watson, Coleman, with Colleen Martin. Thank you.
Stand over here.
While we're getting ourselves together logistically for the camera, may I wish you all a very happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. May God bless this town and all those who've been chosen to serve you. Ready? Repeat after me. I, state your name,
Colleen Marr,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
and in the United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially, and justly
and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all of the duties
of the office of mayor
of the office of mayor
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, state your name,
I, Jack Molinar,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the
to
same
the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States and in this
established in the
state,
United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of councilman
of the office of councilman
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my
So
ability.
help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Now we have the swearing in by Nicholas, Senator Nicholas Guttari for Erin McElroy Walker.
While we're getting set up here, I just want to wish everyone a happy new year, congratulate all the candidates and the mayor, and thank you for asking me to be here, and say how qualified I think our councilwoman-elect is, having trained in social work like I did, an undergraduate. I think that's good training ground for community service in council.
Agreed.
Raise your right hand. I, state your name,
Erin McElroy Barker,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office
of the office
councilwoman
councilwoman,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
I think we're in the
Oh, okay.
You going that way?
Mayor, I'd like to present you with a certificate of election and Union County Board of State.
Thank you very much.
Present you with a certificate of election. Erin, hand to you. Certificate of election. Congratulations.
All right, it's official. Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And welcome to the Borough of Fanwood. And thank you from myself and all of us up here on the council for joining us today on what is a historical day that we reorganize government on the first day of the year. Many people say, why don't we change it? Why don't we do it within maybe the first week? I said, but you know what? There's tradition. And there's something about being together on the very first day of the year with all the hopes and promises that the year brings as we reorganize our local government. And so I want to thank you again for joining myself here for my swearing in with Jack and Erin. Welcome. Welcome, Erin. For those of you who may not know Erin, Erin is a longtime Democratic committee woman who's been very active in Fanwood for many years. And for those who enjoy politics, you'll understand that sometimes really finding good people in local government to run is not easy. And Erin has always been involved, and I said sort of kind of biting on the edges of getting involved. And when Dan Levine chose not to run for re-election, it was a good opportunity. So I want to thank her, I want to thank her family for giving her the opportunity to run. It wasn't a hard election because she ran unopposed, but it was a good way to start. And then joining us for the next 3 years. I'd like to call forward Pat Plant, who represents the Fanwood Democratic Committee.
Good morning, Happy New Year. I'm Pat Plant. I'm here on behalf of the Fanwood Democratic Committee. And just to really acknowledge and thank our 3 re-elected council people. I'll start with Erin. As much as you ran unopposed, being on the council is a commitment, and we do appreciate your service. And as the senator acknowledged, your experience in social work should really help you out. We appreciate your commitment. You have 2 boys in this town, so it means a lot to you, and it means a lot to us as well. To Jack Molinar, is this at least 20 years of you volunteering in this community?
Probably.
Started on the planning board in 1995. It's been wonderful to see the things that you brought to our town, and for our mayor. Colleen Moore, unprecedented 4 terms. Since 2001, our town has changed a lot. And a lot of it is due to your hard work and how you do it with 3 growing boys We really owe you a lot. Thank you very much. And on behalf of the Democratic Committee, we'd like to invite everyone to join us at the Chelsea following this meeting. Happy New Year, everybody. Good day.
Thank you. Mrs. McGovern, may we do the first roll call for 2016, please?
Kevin Morris,
Present.
Russell Hugo,
Present.
Tom Krantz,
Here.
Erin McElroy Barker,
Present.
Catherine Mitchell.
Here.
Jack Mullenor,
Here.
Colleen Moore.
Here. I now would like to call for an election of council president.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion. It is my privilege and pleasure, after working with this person for a number of years, to move that Councilwoman Kathy Mitchell continue to be our council president for 2016.
May I have a second?
Second.
I have a second with Councilman Mullenor. All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
She asked me if I want to say a few words, and I'm not prepared really, except to say, Happy New Year. I'm very honored to be the council president again. I love stepping in for the mayor when she's unavailable to do something. And that's one of the really joyous positions, to step in when she cannot make it. And this year I've had to step in because on several occasions she's had to wear her mommy hat, and her mommy hat comes first over the mayor. So I do feel honored, and thank you very much.
Thank you. It's always nice to look out into the crowd and see so many family and friends, but it's also very nice when I look out and I see a lot of the people that I tend to work with every day on both a government level and a political level throughout Union County. And I just want to acknowledge our own freeholder and my neighbor, Almir Bella. Thank you for coming. And to Senator Scutari, thank you. Thank you for being here today. And you usually do make it, and so it's nice that you were able to swear in our newest member of council, and we look forward to working with you over the next several years. My good friend Dan Petrowski is back in there. He is the Democratic Chair in Roselle Park. Thank you very much for coming out. My good friend up the hill, Susan Harrison, is here with Terry Haber from Summit. The Summit Democratic is represented. My neighbor that we hope to always have a nice working relationship with and are always exploring ideas, Mayor of Plainfield, Adrian Mapp. Happy New Year. Thank you for coming today. As we said, Councilman Parenti, who was a longtime police chief, ran the police academy and actually created the traffic safety division in the state of New Jersey. Thank you for coming and for all the years of dedication. He actually sat up here as a councilman with us for many years, Tony Parenti. Mike Such, thank you for coming. Mike is a former councilman that actually now has jumped into recreation, so I want to thank Mike Such. Thank you, former councilman. Our fire chief, John Picola, I want to thank you for everything that you do in this community with the men. Our fire department is here. Our police chief, you know, no better of a man that I can work with, and I had to smile and say we got like 4 more years together to do good things. And a mayor cannot be as successful as they want to be if they don't have a good working relationship with their police department. It just doesn't happen. The two need to work together in concert for the betterment of the community, and it really has been my honor to work with now the men and women of the Fanwood Police Department. So thank you for that. Zoning Officer Ray Sullivan, you know, awesome that you're here today. He's actually, you know, worked very hard. Thank you very much. Bruce Helmstetter from our construction office is here. These really men work very, very hard. Our library is well represented today. Where's Dan? Dan, I saw you. Thank you very much. Bob Yansky, who really is our, if you like everything about recreation in Fanwood, you can really just look right to Bob and the committee that he has. I wanted to say a special shout out to a new group of friends that I have that have taken their time out today. Lauren O'Brien is here, and she represents Moms Demand Action. And if you had followed Fanwood recently, we held the largest commemoration in the state of New Jersey for those souls that were lost in the Sandy Hook shootings. And it was because of Lauren and the moms that she's here, and I want to thank them, who've taken a row, that are here today. Thank you very much. And I would be lost probably without these two women. To Pat Coynes, who keeps me extremely organized, schedules me, makes sure I shows up on time, and just really thank you very much. And to Eleanor McGovern. We are like a family, and after 12 years together, I say that we're kind of growing old together. We're watching our children get raised in this community, and it really just is my honor to be sitting here again for another 4 years. I cannot think of anything other than being a mother that really moves me, and I am as passionate about as giving back to this community that we call Fanwood. So I want to thank you all very much. And for Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, New Jersey sends so few women to Washington, and so it is awesome that she was able to take some time today to swear myself and Jack in. She's going off, she's got a full schedule, but she represents Fanwood, and she's ingrained in this community, and she's there for us. And I think that we just need to make sure we always call on her when we need to. With that, I'd like to move the appointments of the borough officials for 2016, which are on page 5.
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. It is now my pleasure to swear in for the oath of office both the Fanwood Fire Department and the Fanwood Rescue Squad, with the fire department going first.
John.
So before we begin, let's just give a nice round of applause to these men that sit there. We have an all-volunteer fire department. All volunteer, not one paid position, not even the chief. These men work full-time other jobs. Some of them are also part of the rescue squad, in addition to raising their families. And yet they find the time to step up and to volunteer with what other people would be a full-time job, which is your fire department. So it is really my pleasure to administer the oath of office for the leadership for 2016. Please raise your hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name.
I do swear.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution and the bylaws
the Constitution and the bylaws
of the Fanwood Volunteer Fire Company,
of the Fanwood Volunteer Fire Company.
and that I will faithfully discharge
I will faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office of,
Chief
thank you, to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. And as I call up the rescue squad, for those who live in Fanwood, it is the fire department company and their families and their wives that actually put on the Santa run. We are a community that puts Santa out into the community in 2 trucks on 2 separate sides of town, and for 9 hours the week before Christmas, they hand-deliver presents to the children in Fanwood at their front door. And the amount of time and energy that goes into that is, you can't even really understand when you talk about thousands of presents. So they've just come off of that. They've just come off of making sure that the Lions Club, which is aging out in our community, is able to still sell the Christmas trees, and all the money there gets recycled back into the community. So thank you very much for all that you do. I'd like to call up the rescue squad. Again, we have an all-volunteer rescue squad. And it's not easy to have 24 hours, 7-day-a-week coverage of your rescue squad. Again, many communities have had to go to paid rescue squads. We are fortunate in the County of Union that they saw the need and stepped up several years ago and have a countywide EMS system that fills in for that. So Al, really, it's only growing, and I am very glad that the county has seen the need, because this still allows a volunteer rescue squad to exist, where in other communities they've had to disappear and you've had to go to a paid system. Again, these are men and women that work full-time jobs. They have families that they raise. They're involved in other things, but yet find the time to give back to this community. And these are the faces that you will see in the worst time of your life. When you are scared, when you are hurt, when you need help, it will be these men and women that show up like that within 3 minutes, along with our police department and, if need be, our fire department. So it is my pleasure to administer the oath of office to the leadership for 2016. Please raise your hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and bylaws of the Fanwood Rescue Squad, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations. 59 years in May. He's been No, he thanked me. I said, no, I thank you. Thank you very much. I'd now like to have a motion to adopt our bylaws for the year 2016.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I now would like to have a council appointment to the planning board for 1-year term, which will continue to be Councilman Jack Molinar.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I would like to have a motion to move Councilwoman Kathy Mitchell, who will represent us at the Union County Revenue Sharing Committee.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
On page 6, 7, 8, and 9 are the mayor's appointments and the committees of the various boards and commissions for the year 2016. We have hundreds of people who volunteer in this town. There are very, very few paid government positions in the borough of Fanwood. We up here do not get paid for serving the community. On the people on the boards and commissions, like the mayor and council, we do it because we believe we can make a difference. And so I want to thank all of those that I see out in the audience that range from the library to our Recreation Commission, to our Environmental Commission, to our Historic Preservation Commission, our Planning Board. We have individuals here that truly give back. We actually have a town historian, Joe Nagy, that is here. We have our own poet laureate, who is really a nationally acclaimed poet, that she lives here. So we are a diverse, culturally forward-thinking community, and it's because of the people that I am appointing now. So I'd like to have a motion for that.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next is the mayor's appointments for boards and commissions with the council consent, which would be on page 10. You have a motion on that?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The next several resolutions, because it's the beginning of the year, we have to appoint our professionals, set our calendar, our meeting schedule, and where we bank, and when we're going to actually meet. So the next resolution is designating our public meetings of the mayor and council, resolution 1601-01.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next is the newspapers that we have to identify in order to publish our meetings.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next is our resolution 160103, designating the official depositories where we do the banking with the people's money.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We passed at the beginning of the year a temporary budget, and we will do that until we pass the normal budget, which will probably be at the end of the first quarter of 2016. The resolution 160104 sets out about 25% of the last year's budget as a mark for us to move forward. May I have a motion?
So moved.
May I
Second.
have a roll call, please?
Catherine Mitchell,
Yes.
Tom Krantz,
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo,
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
I'm
Yes.
used to saying that.
Carried.
Next, we will be appointing our auditor for the year, Sutton Clooney, resolution 160105.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Second was
Kathy.
Catherine Mitchell,
Yes.
Leslie Hugo,
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, resolution 160106 is for our professional service for our insurance broker to Beckerman and Company.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Roll call.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo,
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next is a resolution for our labor council, which we appoint Rob Diaquani.
So moved.
May I have a roll call?
Second.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, to continue on as our borough attorney, resolution 160108, Rogat and McCarthy.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Next, we appoint our bond counsel of Daldeo Gibbons, resolution 160109.
So moved.
Second.
Yes.
Just let her know. Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo.
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
The next, we appoint special engineering services for the borough of Fanwood. The first will be Carroll Engineering, resolution 160110.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
The next resolution, 1601, for special engineering services, Nigerian, I'm saying that, Nigerian and Associates.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo.
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next resolution for our redevelopment planner to T&M Associates.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo.
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next, to provide financial services for us for NW Financial.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo.
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next is professional services for environmental attorney, Sededa Capisano.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo.
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin McAvoy Walker,
Yes.
Jack Mullenhour.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next is resolution for a conflict attorney to Jala and Jala LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Hugo.
Yes.
Kevin Morris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin Barker.
Yes.
Jack Mulligan.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is for professional services for our ethics attorney to Rogan McCarthy.
So moved.
Second.
Leslie Yocum.
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Kevin Boris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin Barker.
Yes.
Jack Mulligan.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next is for a professional services contract for special engineering to ARH.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Yocum.
Yes.
Kevin Boris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin Barker.
Yes.
Jack Mulligan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next is professional service contract for additional special engineering to Remington and Vernon.
So moved.
Second.
Jack Mulligan.
Yes.
Leslie Yocum.
Yes.
Kevin Boris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin Barker.
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next is for a grant writer. Fanwood has been exceptionally fortunate to secure many grants throughout my tenure here, and it's in large part because we need help and eyes and ears with opportunities, and so we will be performing grant writing professional services with Millennium Strategies.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Yocum.
Yes.
Kevin Boris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin Barker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack Mulligan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you skip it.
Go on.
Skip 33.
Move to take the agenda out of order.
What did I do?
Second.
Number 33.
I did 33.
No.
Yeah, I did ARH.
She did 33.
Shouldn't do 31.
So 34 I didn't do? Okay, so resolution 160120, special engineering for Remington Vernon.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Yocum.
Yes.
Kevin Boris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin Barker.
Yes.
Jack Mulligan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 160122 for newspaper and social media and press releases to direct development.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Leslie Yocum.
Yes.
Kevin Boris.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Erin Barker.
Yes.
Jack Mulligan.
Yes.
Resolution for professional services for our dental and life insurance for Brown and Brown.
So moved.
Second.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Kevin Boris.
Yes.
Leslie Yocum.
Yes.
Erin Barker.
Yes.
Jack Mulligan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And resolution 160124, resolution for video production to Colonial Productions.
So moved.
Second.
Tom Krantz.
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Kevin Boris.
Yes.
Leslie Yocum.
Yes.
Erin Barker.
Yes.
Jack Mulligan.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And last one, award for contract for towing services to George Church.
So moved.
Second.
Motion
Yes.
carried.
Oh.
Everybody has said his voice.
Oh,
All in favor?
Aye.
There you go. Okay. So maybe not as exciting as it could be, but very definitely needed so that we can do the people's business starting today. We will now turn to each of the councilmen to offer some comments as we begin the new year, and I'll start down here with Councilman Kevin Boris.
Thank you, Mayor, and I would just like to say it's a pleasure and honor to serve with you. Thank you, and welcome back. Congratulations on your re-election. Jack, welcome back, and Aaron, welcome. Happy New Year's, everyone, and that'll pass this on.
Thanks, Councilman. Congratulations to Jack and to the mayor, and welcome aboard, Aaron. And wishing that our volunteers and our first responders and our police officers stay safe out there. And Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everyone, again, and congratulations, Mayor and Jack and Aaron. I'm looking forward to working with you also. It was mentioned earlier about our volunteers, the Mayor had mentioned earlier, and I thanked all of our volunteers at our December council meeting, but I don't know how many people watch it on TV, and there certainly weren't a whole lot of people here. So again, I want to thank all of the volunteers here in Fanwood who serve on boards and commissions. You know, without you, you're a big part of what makes Fanwood. So I thank you all very much. And again, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Councilman?
Happy New Year. It is my pleasure and honor to enter into my 8th year on council. I love being up here. I love serving with everybody up here. I want to say thank you to all the borough employees, all our professionals, all our volunteers, for all the hard work they've done in 2015. I know we're going to have a great year in 2016. Jack, welcome. Aaron, welcome. Mayor, as always, my pleasure to serve with you. And I want to wish everybody Happy New Year, and I'll see everybody at the Chelsea Airfields.
Councilwoman?
So forgive me, this is my first, so I wrote something down. So I want to thank the mayor and the members of the council for nominating me and strongly encouraging me to run. I'm proud to be joining such an energetic and devoted group of people. Thank you also to everyone in the community who supported this effort and this candidacy. And thank you to my family, especially my husband and my boys, Connor and Kieran, for supporting my decision to join the council. We already have a very busy life, and this will undoubtedly make it a lot busier. But their excitement convinced me that this is a good thing both for our family and for this community. It was not a hard decision to run for council once I was asked. I have lived in and loved this community for 12.5 years, and I'm very committed to seeing its growth. I grew up in a town that had very little to offer young families, and I don't know that I knew what I was missing until we moved here with our infant son. Coming from Montclair, we only planned to stay 3 years and then go back. But after my first Halloween here in the Helen Street area, and the warmth of the people on my block, it became very hard to leave. We quickly realized that we wanted to stay and build our life here. 12 plus years later, our kids won't even let us buy a bigger house on a different street, no less move out of town, and that's fine with me. I have been a social worker, as was pointed out, for 20 years, and in that role my focus has always been on both the needs of the family and the community around them. I will bring that mindset to this role by joining the effort to keep what is precious about Fanwood and watch it grow and flourish. As a member of this council and a mom, I want to keep Fanwood a safe and happy place for children to grow up in, where they learn the values of community, service, and diversity. I want to help build the downtown to support our small businesses and make Fanwood more of a walking town. I aim to encourage programming that is family-centered, and I want Fanwood to become a model for towns working together. So I'm excited to get started, and I thank you all for joining us today, and Happy New Year.
Tough act to follow, Jack.
I figured Aaron would always be a tough act to follow, so glad you're here, Aaron. Congratulations. It's nice to be back here. Happy New Year. I'm thanking my family and all my neighborhood friends and Fanwoodians. Thanks for coming out and supporting me and doing this yet again. 12 years ago, we were sworn in for the first time right here, so my parents came back to help me again, so that's nice, and I appreciated that. And I'm just looking forward to another good 3 years on council and just giving back as much as I can to Fanwoodians. So, thank you.
So before we close and we go off and have a really great luncheon around the corner, I just wanted to share with you a couple thoughts as I look back over the last 12 years. First, you know, there was one person missing today that had been here with me for all the 3 terms that I had gotten sworn in, and that was Governor Brendan Byrne. And he has been a longtime family friend, very special to my mother, and has sworn me in for each of my 3 terms. And when I look back on the newspaper clippings, he had hoped that he would be here for my 4th term. But he's 92 and he's extremely frail, and so he sent good wishes to all of us here, and that he really wished that he could have made it today, and was pleased that Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman was able to. I want to thank all the former council members that took the time out and that have sat up here. I want to thank my sister Maureen and her daughter Kathleen for helping me be able to do this every day. I know no bigger debt of gratitude than to my mother. because it is my mother that has instilled in me this idea that you can give back to your community and also have this love of politics, which is not for everybody. People like to govern and don't necessarily like the politics. I love both of them, and I am very honored to be sitting up here. To my 3 sons, Liam, who was a year old, as I took my office and held him in my arms. Now I can't even lift his arm, he's so big. To Liam, to Daniel, who 12 years ago, I always say didn't understand why my skirt didn't fit, and I was 10 weeks pregnant with Daniel as I took my first oath of office. And to Colin, who is 9. My 3 boys I love to death, but I do know that there are sacrifices that I have made in order to serve the community. And they have accepted it for the most part very well, but there are times that it is tough on them when their mom has to go to meetings or isn't here. So I want to thank them, and to my Aunt Patty, my one and only Aunt Patty, for always being there, and for my cousins the Bolins, who have come over the hills for the last 12 years. You need family, and we are family. And 12 years ago, I ran on the slogan of putting families first in Fanwood. And I am very proud that I continually to put you all first, because you mean the world to me. And to Joan Wheeler, who I forgot that's sitting right back there, our good councilwoman. The redevelopment efforts have been something that has put the borough of Fanwood on the map, both in the county and in the state. That is one of my biggest achievements, and we will be continuously to look down on South Avenue. The achievement of a one-seat ride, although it is limited, has been a great accomplishment for us here. Working with New Jersey Transit has not necessarily been easy, but they have been as cooperative as they can be, given the limited resources that they have. I think one of the highlights that this community has was that it was a featured article in the real estate section of New Jersey of the New York Times that focused on the future of Fanwood coupled with its transit. You know, for those who remember, another highlight was the United States Secretary of Education, Arne Duncan, came to Fanwood. And he visited our library. And what he said at that time was, this is a library that has done it right. They have strong leadership. It is a great example of what we want to see across the country. No bigger a compliment can we get than from the Secretary of Education of the United States of America for our little piece of the pie here. Significant savings that we have achieved as being really the first to go with the county for the dispatching for emergency services, and at this point we're close to $500,000 in savings, and that's what you expect of us. You expect of us to find that savings without sacrificing the quality. You know, we have our volunteers that we have mentioned. 2016, this council will actually hit some challenges and making some decisions. And I have sat up here and I have seen, as I have said to our council president, that life is like a circle and things have come full circle. There are things that we have to address in our capital needs. Our rescue squad building needs attention, our public works building needs attention. Our library is going to get attention in 2016. Those are our capital needs. They all require money and decisions of what to do and what to put off. We have resources that will continually be stretched thin, and we are not immune to any of the challenges of keeping your taxes stable. We work well with the county, and it is on all of our behalf to work well and even better with the Board of Education that makes up the most significant part of your taxes. Redevelopment for 2016 is going to be focused on South Avenue. We are close to finishing up the block, the long-awaited landmark piece across from the Grand Park. We have plans in front of us now for townhomes. And the very last piece, which is the Ponzio site as we refer to it, we have plans in front of us as we speak. So we are very close to finishing finally that block. And for John Salardo, who sits out there in the back, who sat on the planning board when I started 12 years ago, it'll be a nice accomplishment to actually see all of that. But with all this new development comes the pressures of dealing with our affordable housing obligation. They are real. We need to actually incorporate our affordable housing obligation into any and all new developments that we have. And that is always going to be a challenge for us. It's a push-pull between the developer and the council of really where and how much affordable housing we should put in our community. Unfortunately, the state legislature had not really addressed the issue, so it sits in the court systems throughout the different 21 counties. And we are really working hard, but those pressures are really real for us, and we will be hitting them head on. The loss of the A&P it's been a great loss for us in 2015, especially for our seniors who saw that as a convenience. I will tell you that right now we do not see any food store going in there. We've been working hard with the property owner. And we're going to try to find the best use for that property. I'm not sure what it is, to be perfectly honest with you, as I sit here today, but we know what we need in this community, and we will fight to make sure that we get what we need. South Avenue has been completely rezoned to encourage more investment in our community, so we will look forward to the changing face of that light industrial. The planning board currently has a large CVS on the site of the Exxon in front of it. That is a very big application for us to make sure that that corner is treated in a way that when we look at the final product, we smile and we don't cringe. Because that really is the most important thing for us, is our land use. We know right now that we don't have a bar in town. And I just bring that up because everybody wants to know when they can go to their favorite watering hole. I think we'll have some really great movement in the next couple months with the reopening of one of the bars in town. So that'll be a plus, and we're going to be working with the outstanding liquor licenses that we have there. The recycling center has been something that has been on our minds, and we have been talking about for a long time, close to 2 years. In 2016, we're going to be having a community conversation about the recycling and the options. The historical facts speak that this is a 501c3 nonprofit that basically runs it and has fallen on hard times because recycling is a commodity, and the commodity is really not making any money. So the Borough of Fanwood has been investing into the recycling center, and that investment keeps on going up over the years, which really puts us at the table to talk about what are our options with curbside, recycling center, what do we do? So we're going to need to hear from you, but we need to make a decision as we go forward with that. Overall, I have to say that today is about looking to the future, and it's bright. And there's so many good things that go on in this community. And I think that with these men and women that sit up here with me today, I think only good things are going to come our way. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the continuous support and love and affection, just not to me, but to my family over these last 12 years. I wish you a prosperous new year, and I look forward to seeing you as we can share in some drink and some great food around the corner over at the Chelsea. And with that, I'd like to have a motion to, can't adjourn the meeting yet until you send us on our way.
Open the meeting.
Oh, okay, so we open the meeting to the public.
So moved. So moved.
So I'd like to have a motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to call for any members of the public that wish to make a comment. This would be it. Seeing none, I'd like to have a motion to close the meeting to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And to send us on our way, Father John Palladino, a friend and a great leader of St. Bartholomew's Church, will give us the benediction.
Thank you. Please bow your heads and pray with me for God's blessing. We thank you, good and gracious God, for your blessings in the past and for all that with your help we must yet achieve. And so with hearts full of love, let us go forth into the world in peace. Be of good courage, hold fast to that which is good, render no evil, strengthen the faint-hearted, support the weak, help the afflicted, honor all people, love and serve the Lord. May hope accompany your journey through the days to come. May God's abiding presence be with you all the days of your life. Glory and praise to God forever and ever.
Amen. And with that, I'd like a motion to adjourn.
So we'll
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.